It's sick.
We're checking into Psyck.
Sick.
Yo, check it out. It's a sick discussion.
Sick.
You tuned in to Sick Discussions. You are now listening to a Sick Discussion.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Sick Discussion.
Sick.
As always, it's your boy, Reggie So Dope.
What up, it's Devin.
What's going on? This Marv.
And we have another
One.
banger
Back again.
for
one.
you today.
Another one.
Y'all, I don't have too many.
Another one.
I don't have too many pet peeves. Not too many at all. You know what I mean? I hate when people lie in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hate when people fart in public and just like, come on, man. You ain't just gonna rip ass like that. But one thing I struggle with is
Tell us.
booking trips with friends.
It depends on the friends.
Oh,
you got one
it's the
time
bane.
to mess up with me, and I ain't asking no more.
It is the bane
No
of my existence. Booking trips with people, oh, it's so fucking hard for me. And so that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about catching flights, okay? How to take flights,
love
how
a
to
flight.
book trips, all that good stuff. So to kick it off, I want to know from y'all, what's your favorite aspect of traveling? Like, what do you just love the most about traveling?
What's not to love?
Okay.
I'm in a new place. Hopefully, it's sunshine. Good vibes, drinks, people I love or not. That's another story.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like getting to experience something new is one of the best things about traveling. And I ain't talking about the people that go to Miami every year for the same thing, child. That ain't traveling. You just going to Miami to do something you could do in the city that you came from. But but what we talking about here is traveling, going somewhere, experience something, new cuisine.
Ooh.
Don't travel with me and want to go to Chick-fil-A, child. That's another. But I want to go through all the topics, Marv.
He's gonna run them down.
Y'all just got me mad.
My sister Auntie Nams went to New Orleans, and my auntie was like, "We really need to go to Popeyes because I heard the best Popeyes are in New Orleans."
You know what?
Meanwhile, they fucking chicken was raw. What chef is it? It was raw. Bloody hell! Don't you? Ooh.
Not the best Popeyes in New Orleans.
Louisiana.
If I go to Kentucky and you take me to a KFC, I might spit on you.
The best KFC is it?
Like, what's wrong with
That's how that
y'all?
works.
What's wrong with you, nigga?
What's wrong with
Oh, God.
Oh, what's wrong with you niggas? What's wrong with y'all? He was so bad.
So bad.
No, don't do that.
Oh,
That's
man.
a huge no-no.
I agree.
Huge no-no. Yeah, so Mark, what's some of your favorite aspects of traveling? Because that blew me. That blew me.
Okay, my favorite aspect of traveling, honestly, just the carefreeness. You get to just, however long you gone, you don't have to worry about your reality for a couple of days. Just kick back, relax. Like Dale said, enjoy a new culture. Definitely experience what that place has to offer. Like you said, don't go to the same place and get food you can get from the crib or get chicken tenders. That's dumb. You're an adult.
You're an adult.
Experiment. I don't know. So just definitely the carefreeness and just the culture. It's so different. Because you be where you are, where you're from, for so long, you get accustomed to it. So when you go to different places, even though it's even in the same country, I sometimes get a culture shock. I went to New Orleans the past year, I was mind blown. Really, from the accents, the food, it was just so different. I had to take a step back. Let me truly appreciate this. 'Cause I'm only here for a few days, so those are my top two favorite things about traveling.
So I enjoy the culture for sure. I love talking to waiters and waitresses. I love talking to locals. I love that. It's something about the scenery for me though. Whether I'm in the hoods or I'm in the mountains, I'm on the dirt roads. To just be there with
something new.
earth,
Right,
and it's
right,
something
right.
new. It's like y'all. So deep down inside, I'm really like a nature lover. I have no animals, but I love them. Like I love nature. You know what I mean? Even though I have horrible allergies, and it's like I will take my fucking pills. Okay, I will take my Mucinex to help me just be a part of this culture. Like, our earth has produced just so many beautiful places that are just not like where we live. And so I love that.
Facts. I agree.
I love it so much.
That's a good one.
Curveball though, because you were talking about the freeness, and I love freedom. Y'all ever made fake names when you travel?
Scream. I have. A spring break days. I definitely had a good fake name.
Same.
I was like Travis or somebody when I was there in Florida. Travis, Damien.
What's Bob? What was your travel name?
You know what's
man?
crazy? I usually just pick names of people I go on the trip with. Like, I'm not gonna come up with names. I'm not gonna forget. Like, I know who I'm here with, so I just keep the same name. I just cycle those names. So if there were one person, I'm you for the trip. So if I come talk to new people, I'm Reggie for the trip. I'm there for the trip.
Get us messed up.
Because I'm not gonna forget those names. If I get too sauce and like somebody call me like a name I made up back, I'm gonna look at them like, who you talking to? But if you say somebody I'm there with, I won't forget. Like, okay, I use their name. So hey,
Yeah, I have a whole like name profile, Dakari Lawson. When I am out of town,
You know
I am
what?
Dakari Lawson.
Not Dakari.
Yes,
somebody gonna find you one day.
I'm a good Kari. What's crazy is I have a whole like Minty little homie or whatever whose real name is Dakari, and so it's like sorry to that man. Lawson ain't his last name, no. At least I don't think it is. But
That's why I don't think it is.
I'm done.
Okay. So, how often do y'all travel?
Every month.
Really and truly.
I was kidding, but sometimes depends on the months that are back to back. I like to go places, guys. Whether it's for a festival before COVID happened, or just or if I'm going to see somebody
50 times. Look,
that's different.
He got residency in Dallas.
Why is he whispering?
I'm done.
Putting me on the
Not
spot.
residency.
I don't remember the question.
Okay. So you travel often.
Oh yeah, that was the question. Yes. So the answer is yes.
I'm the same way. I'm good for a road trip every couple months if I can. But like I said, the pandemic definitely slowed me down to a point. Like towards the end of last year, I took probably 4 or 5 trips. I was still on the move. And I went to new places. Like even though places were closed, they were fake closed. Like stuff is
you
still
was in
open.
Houston
I was
being
definitely in
scandalous.
Houston.
I knew it.
Being
Definitely in Houston, mask free. Look. But so I travel often if I can.
Okay. What's crazy is the pandemic really, really fucked me up as a traveler,
Yeah.
man. Like, I've not left the state since COVID has hit.
Sorry
I mean, with the
to that
exception of
man.
Indiana or something like that, but that don't count.
Count.
But it's like, no, I've legit not been on a plane since.
You wasn't on the plane with Dwayne?
No. No.
Not even a car trip, like a road trip or nothing.
Yo, I have not left Illinois since 2019.
Yikes. Sorry to you.
Hate to hear it.
It's crazy. So that's why I'm Marv, we have to take a road trip somewhere. We got New Orleans in July. And I really do think I want to book me an August trip.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I won't be able to go to the resort for the B-Day, Dev, but I do. I want to start getting
back into the
swing of things. Cause y'all ain't been nowhere.
So Dave, clear schedule. We'll be taking a road trip.
Yeah, he said Marv specifically, so I wasn't invited. You guys heard it here
You
first.
never take the road trips with us.
Damn,
y'all heard it here
Fuck
first.
that. Dev's gonna be like, what type of vehicle are we getting? Because I'm a 7-Eleven. And then he gonna be like, well, I still got airline credit. I'm gonna fly. And I might drive back with y'all.
That defeats the purpose.
And then Dev gonna get his own hotel, his own car. We gonna look up Dev his own. Don't listen.
Now I'm being attacked.
Look.
Hey, let's do this. Let's do a pod trip. We can play in a resort. Not a good resort, but some type of summit or something.
I'll check my schedule.
See, y'all heard it here. Devin puts his friends on a schedule. No, I won't say that, honestly. There'll be days I'm like, hey, Devin, coming over and getting you drunk. Okay, bye.
I'm like, huh?
But yeah, I think we should. I think we should.
That'd be dope.
You guys will get a vlog. Let me
For real, though.
That would be crazy.
For real.
but that's another episode.
Another episode. All right. So do y'all prefer to travel solo or in groups?
Ooh.
Jeez.
It really depends.
And tell me why.
It depends. Kind of now that I'm older, I kind of know who to go on trips with, or like the type of person to ask. Compared to like in college, you kind of just gather the troops and kind of like, oh, we're going this place, let's go. Realize quickly that is not the way to travel because everybody don't got the same budget, the same taste. It just doesn't all lined up. So if you get a nice, solid travel group, then I would say it's good to go in a group. But if you got to go somewhere solo, then guess going riding solo. Who was that? Jason Derulo?
Mm-hmm.
Riding solo.
Why do you remember that?
Why do you remember this song?
I used to like Jason Derulo before he got a little scandalous. Marv. I'm gonna toss it.
Jason Derulo.
What you say?
Start judging. Why do you remember these songs?
Literally don't know.
It's
All I
like
remember
tequila.
is Jason Derulo. That's how he used to start his songs. That's how everybody would have like how producers have their tags.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Jason Derulo. Like, what the sweet life of Zach and Cody is this? Wasn't the Even Stevens?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Wasn't the Lizzie McGuire?
Oh, shoot.
That's told by Ginger. All right, come on.
Okay.
Solo groups.
I've never been on a solo trip. It's something I really want to do. I don't think I'm opposed to it. I just feel like I've just never planned one. But definitely what they've said, a group will make or break your trips. Like be very mindful who you choose to go with. Like you know, like your friends are like stick in the mud. They don't like to do new stuff. Like why would you invite them? Just because they can come, like you might as well go by yourself. You have a lot more fun. And I can definitely speak to that personally. Like I look forward to one trip. I was so happy, and like the group I went with, like just killed the entire move. Like day 2, I was like, we got 7 more days.
Oh no!
So like it was weird. We ended up like I hate it. Oh, I go home. So like we ended up breaking the groups into 2, but it wasn't like as much fun as I thought it was going to be because I love to do things in, like big groups, but the fact that the whole group wasn't on one accord, it's like I'm still having fun, but oh well.
Oh well.
Yikes. I first of all, I really don't feel like I'll be answering questions because I like both. I think for business, it's just so much easier for me to travel solo.
Mm-hmm.
I get in, I get out, I mind my business, like I, do what I gotta do. And then for my fun, I've typically been in groups. However, my friend Randis, he has inspired me to take a solo leisure trip. So for the last like month and a half, he's actually been in Mexico by himself. Just with the locals. He's hitting a different town every week. And he's just learning so much about himself, and it's crazy. Like I never thought to travel by myself on a leisure trip. But like also, I still got some hoe in me.
Okay, get snatched up by the Mexican cartel.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't think I want to do Mexico. but like, but no, for real. I just feel like if I go somewhere, another state for like leisure, it's just gonna end in clubs, party. Being promiscuous.
I'm done.
Promiscuous girl.
Because I'm a people's person. I need people. Okay? So yeah, but I do want to challenge myself before 30 to do it like a solo leisure trip.
So you ever done one before? Okay.
Like every time I've traveled by myself, it's been like I've got a speaking gig and I might go a day early or stay an extra day. But I never been like, I'm going this place for fun by myself.
Okay.
I just think that's just the Chicago in me, or maybe it's just the black in me, where it's like, why the fuck? Why would you go somewhere else by yourself? Who gonna hear you scream?
Right.
Not hear you
The
scream.
people who got your location, they ain't gonna make it there in time. So
do you think people should pick somewhere like a place they may know somebody, like versus going somewhere completely solo?
but then I was like, but is that still solo?
I think it.
Because if you're going, but you know people there, so you're gonna be with those people, are you still technically by yourself?
Technically, because you can get surfed. That's happened to me before. Like, I went with a group of people somewhere, and like, oh, I got a homie out here. They can put us on the places, and like, we hitting up said homie, but we just never linked. But they on Snapchat kicking it. Like, okay, so technically, we went out there without that person.
Okay,
so maybe.
So yeah, I guess that's cool then. If you're going out there with somebody, well, if you're going and possibly meeting up with people who live there already, technically that's still a solo trip.
Probably.
Maybe.
Right, I was like, we're kind of bending the rules.
Bending the rules.
Let's not get too deep into it, y'all.
I've been to Cali by myself, but then I also know people in Cali, so it was like, was I by myself?
Right.
Well, I could choose to be by myself. I just didn't tell. Then by the time they looked at my story and saw I was in Cali, they'll be upset.
Right. And that's why, because I feel like a solo trip is truly, you don't know nobody there. Like, you have to either meet new people via apps or bars, restaurants, whatever, in order to be there with people.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because bro was in Mexico genuinely by himself. Like, he knew a few people in some of the towns, but like, most of the towns he's in, it's just him.
Okay. That makes sense. Yes, yeah, solo trip in a whole other country.
I don't know if I'm gonna do all that.
Yeah.
But he's learning so much. I'm gonna do my best to get him on season 4, just to like maybe we do a YouTube special or something. I don't know, but like I'm really interested in learning. Like, what did you learn about yourself while being in another country by yourself? Crazy. Okay, so let's get into it then. Let's start to get into it. What are some of the do's and don'ts of traveling solo? What do you recommend? What are your hell no's?
I would definitely say do your research on where you're going, especially if you're a person of color. We can't just be going any other way. It might end up somewhere very racist, and then that's a whole another thing, and you being attacked, not coming back. That's just people that have your location. We ain't getting to you fast enough with you with the racists. So definitely do your research. That is like a must.
Okay, I like that. I was definitely gonna say, like you said, definitely explore the culture, but don't get too comfortable if you're going somewhere solo. Like, don't wander too far off, like from like the touristy area. If like it's your first time going somewhere, you don't know nobody there. Like, especially if you're out of country, like they may think you rich. They asking you where your money at, and you trying to help them find it. Like, I don't know, I'm broke too, but they might see you as an opportunity. So like, don't get too comfortable. Like, you're a local, because you may not know. So you might be in the heart of the hood and have no idea. Like, you just walking around.
No idea.
Looking
Get
fresh.
sloppy, wasted, drunk. Your organs are going to be in the black market. Like,
not this thing over.
Like, you cannot. Don't do too much.
Right, I agree. I like that.
Stay safe.
Yeah. I would say do ask for recommendations on restaurants, places to see, things to do, things like that. Like, you have to know how people there enjoy themselves.
The safe spaces.
Exactly. My don't would just be like, yo, when it comes down to random hookups, you don't go to them. Like, because that's reality. Like, we're at that age where, especially in our world, where it's like, no, you go have all types of random sex with those of us that are still single. Those of y'all that are in relationships, y'all are so faithful and God loves you. But for those of us who, we for the streets, it's like, I'm not saying not go do your thing. Right. By all means, go do your thing. But if you pulling up to their cribs, you don't know them that well. Not from the bar, not from the restaurant, not from that walk at the park. You don't know them that well. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't recommend going to their cribs for any link ups. If they're going to come to your hotel, no, that's R. Kelly. If they're going to come to your hotel, or if they're going to, I was going to sing it and I was like, ooh, no. But if they're going to come to your hotel or your Airbnb, Make sure there are cameras. Like, make sure you can just see. That could be a setup.
Yeah.
And then also, like, if they are by themselves, absolutely do not be the drunkest, highest person in the festivities. Like,
Definitely not.
Your wallet will be gone.
And if you do choose to hang out with someone, you have to at least tell somebody that you're close to that you are with this person. This is their social media. This is a photo.
Yes.
This is who I'm with.
Yes.
So if this is like, God forbid, like, this is the last you hear from me.
Yeah.
You have this person is who the fuck I was with.
Yes. It's all them.
Yes.
Don't you hook up with nobody and you don't get their social media first. I don't care how good they smell, how good they look at that bar. Hey, what's your Instagram? What's your Facebook? Don't give them your number. Give them. We need socials. They don't have socials. Then you don't need. They don't need your number. It's 2021. We just survived the panoramic, and we're still experiencing it. So, like, if you ain't got social media by now, and you've been cooped up in the crib, you're goddamn psychopath.
You're a creep.
Easily a psychopath.
Trying to kill you.
Not easily.
Easily. Hands down.
What are you waiting for? All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So, when's the last time y'all booked a group trip?
I just, well, now it's not recent. It's kind of recent. But this summer, I do have a group trip for my bae's friend's birthday. So this will be an interesting trip because I only know my bae and the best friend. So we gonna see how it goes. Cause I usually don't do these things, but Reggie, if me and Bae gotta go to the left, child, we go all the way to the left, and I'm gonna have brunch by myself. Cause one thing about me, I ain't gonna waste no trip. I'm gonna have the fun. So soon, if I sense the vibes are off, then guess who gonna be over here?
Bye.
BK, bye.
How many people?
Devin, are you gonna go to? No.
It's 3 of y'all, right?
No, this isn't my birthday trip.
Oh, okay.
This is someone else's birthday.
Oh,
It is probably a good 7 people.
Woo!
That's a group.
A group.
Okay.
And you only know Bae.
No, one
Bae and the
person.
bestie.
Hopefully they cool.
Actually, well, a half another person, but it doesn't really count.
Not a half. Not a whole, but a half.
A half. So we gonna see.
Okay.
It's the last time you booked the group trip.
Luckily for me, I got one coming up this summer, but it's with family. So it's my uncle's birthday, and we going to the Dominican Republic. This is my first trip out of country.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah, when this drops, I would already have been there, so I will have updates.
Damn.
I'm excited. It's my first trip out of country too. So.
Ooh, we love
Got
that
my
for
passport
you.
picture looking ugly. Wasn't expecting that. But,
I just had to get a new passport too, and I took my own pictures in my living room.
they played me. I didn't even know. They was like,
Look,
saying,
shoulda came to me,
bad
Marv.
is the picture?
like I just wasn't expecting to take pictures that day. Like, I knew
well,
I had. I thought
hooked you up.
I thought to bring a picture, and I was new to this whole experience, y'all. I had no idea.
You should've
And they was
fucking
like, no, like you can take a picture. I was like,
See, Marv doesn't talk to me. I would have been like, yes.
I done had y'all. I didn't smoke in 2 other countries.
Man, don't listen. I didn't know this about either one of them.
You knew I had gigs in other countries.
I didn't know. I did not know that y'all were international.
I would have printed your pic in my living room.
I did.
A nice square for you to take.
That's crazy. I've had speaking gigs in Canada and in Mexico.
I didn't know that. I legit did not know that.
Yeah,
Yo, we fake friends.
Look, okay.
This podcast is all exposed.
I got hoes. Area codes. Area codes. Hoes. Wait, Ludacris had another song too. Like, fancy cars. Gonna caviar.
Oh, yeah.
You know who we are. Cause we're pimping all over the world. Sing it, hoes.
Sing it, hoes.
He really said sing it, hoes, and had them harmonizing.
That was Carrie Hilson harmonizing.
Was it really?
That was
Yep.
Carrie.
It's Carrie, baby.
Carry the hose.
Yikes. Yikes.
So, Reggie, when was your last trip?
So, wow, the last time I booked a group trip Well,
Not this film come out as a never.
Okay.
no. Last summer, but it got canceled. So like we were booking a trip to Dallas, which
Oh, that did
y'all were part of
happen.
the trip.
Jesus Christ.
And we had booked our flights, like we
I
had the
didn't.
Airbnb. But most people were like booking flights. The
man.
Airbnb was ready, which I'm also going to use the airline credit for New Orleans.
Smart man.
But yeah, and as we were like, it was like 2 or 3 weeks away from the trip. Y'all, COVID got more serious. Like Houston went on another lockdown. Like then they were banning. Like Chicago was like, if y'all go to these places, you can't come back. When I said 14 day, like quarantine. And so unfortunately, we had to cancel our trip. So that was the last group trip that I actually planned. Well, I was a part of. My next one, by the time this come out, the trip would have happened already. But this July, we will be in New Orleans for our homie's bachelor party.
Fancy.
I'm just thinking like New Orleans in the summer. Can't wear no draws. You gonna sweat them out. You gonna sweat them out.
Hot.
We gonna come back purple.
Okay.
Not purple.
But yeah, I'm really, really excited for it. Like I want to try everything in the sea.
Not in the sea.
I want to.
Last time I was in New Orleans, the club got popped up, child.
What? Where were you?
I was there for Essence Fest. Me and the fam.
Oh, okay.
Me and my mom was walking down the strip. My mom's cool, by the way. So we was going down the strip. We had a little drinks in this one bar. They deserved it, actually, because guess what song was playing?
Not enough of you, but
No. Robert Kelly. It might have been Bump and Grind or Your Body's Calling Me or something, but the guns was calling, child. And we got out. I don't see nothing.
That's the sound of my game.
And had to get at a Dodge.
Lord.
So if you hear R. Kelly in New Orleans,
duck for cover.
Duck for
Shot at
cover.
the damn DJ. That DJ ain't walk out. He ain't walk out.
I couldn't tell you because I was out of there. I don't know what happened.
Your mama did you?
She was behind and caught up.
She
was with me.
Caught up.
She was
got
there
left for a second. She got left for half a second. Caught up.
We were together and made it out.
Not Devin 3 blocks back. Oh, what up? Oh, mama.
Forgot who he was there with. Caught up.
Okay.
Oh, funny boy.
All right. Story time.
Oh,
Jesus.
Lord. I'm prepared, y'all, I think.
I just want to know a quick story. That's a trip that went wrong with friends.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
Let's hear it.
Tell us.
Please.
This is a good old NIU day. So if y'all listening, oh well, this trip was bad and y'all know it. It was a spring break. It might have been my first spring break trip that I actually went on with people. So I wasn't in control. This wasn't a Devin planned event. I was just, oh, you want to go spring break? Oh, you want to come here? I guess. We went to Panama City Beach. This was before they shut it down and had all these rules. So it was interesting to say the least. It was probably a good 6 people. And I wasn't aware of the booking of the rooms, but I assumed that it was going to be enough space for everybody. Child, we get here. Marv, Reggie, the audience. It is a room with 2 queen beds. So it was about 6 adult men.
Oh.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, what's happening here?
Okay.
Who's sleeping where? Child, I never opened my phone so fast to try to book another place.
Did you end up booking another place?
Everything was booked, so I was so upset. But we tried to make the best of it, and it just didn't work out.
Where did you sleep?
Child, probably had to drink, so probably on the floor in the bed at some point. Child, I don't know. Somebody was up in the car. It was a scandalous trip. Scandalous trip. 0 out of 10 stars.
Ooh, broke
Not
college trips be so
recommend.
interesting.
Will not recommend.
Okay.
I might have seen Marv down there for a hot second.
That was Miami. I seen you.
Was that Miami?
That's actually my story, unfortunately. So
Right. Now we all connected.
I'm gonna shift gears.
Yikes.
I don't even know who did. I don't even know how we end up bumping into you down there. But anywho, so mine was actually similar to Devin. My first horrible trip with friends gone wrong was my first spring break trip. I was excited. I was geeked because I was cuffed up in college. So this was my first trip. So I was geeked to leave somewhere. It was 6 of us. Same. Like when we got to the place, we did an Airbnb. Like the pictures were like nothing like the place.
Yikes.
It was legit like damn near like a studio. And it was like 6 of us. And I knew this trip was gonna be like crazy when as soon as we put up on the block, like we got there like an hour early, it was like 90 degrees. And we saw like this random dude like riding down the street in like a bike with like a full like jumpsuit on. So like this, I don't know where we at, but we in a crazy ass place. So we was in Miami. Like I loved everything about it, but like the people I went with, it was like we ended up splitting into like 3 and 3. Because I don't know what was going on. Like it was like some tension in the air that I didn't catch before we left.
I wasn't on this trip, y'all. Y'all not blaming us. I was not there. This has nothing to do
My
with me.
Miami trip was great. See, after I learned about the previous year,
I wish
I booked this one. I booked everything myself, and it was only 3 of us.
So we did end up doing like 3 and 3. Like I was cool with everybody, but like the 2 people I was kicking it with, like they just kept butting heads with like the other 3. Like they couldn't agree on what we was gonna eat, what we was gonna do during the day, like what we were interested in. So when I saw Devin and I was like, friends, like people that we actually get along with. Thank you. Like just stick around.
Thank you,
Like,
Lord.
thank you. Finally some people that I can kick it with. But the trip ended up being like kinda decent because we did our own thing, but it was way too much. Like I learned quick, like, yeah, this will never happen again. Like, I got to be very aware of who I plan a trip with. Yeah. If it wasn't for like the fact that we had 3 and 3, I would have been by myself literally for like 4 or 5 days. So that was my Miami first trip. I was so happy but disappointed.
Well, to add to the connectivity of these trips, so this is not a trip that actually went wrong. It was just kind of wrong for me.
Okay.
When we took the bro trip to Vegas,
That was a fun time.
no, it was, and all of us was there. But like, it threw me off guard, y'all, because I just knew I was gonna have about 2 or 3 bands to just spend. And what ended up happening is I had just bought a car, and so I had to pay, and I paid off my car. Like that's just how I like to buy vehicles. No flex. And it's like I just let me own it because I didn't want to do a car note. I didn't have the means for a car note at that time. You know what I mean? And so like I had to pay off my fucking car. And so that was the 3 bands I had for the trip.
Was the car?
Was for the car. So then I was like, okay, this is my bill money. This is my life money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like right now on this trip, because I legit paid off the car, and then like 3 days later we were in Vegas.
Adulting.
And so shout out to my brotherhood, because like these niggas will never tell the story, but like people were legit putting on for me, and everything that we did, somebody covered me, and I had to pay them back. Like y'all back like 2 weeks after. So it's like, yo, shout out to my friends, shout out to my brothers.
Right.
But I was just like, oh, I don't like this. I've never had to experience that. I've never in my life experienced going somewhere and like other people having to take care of, like make sure I was good. That was so fucking weird for me. It was new for me. It was humbling, but I hated it so much. Which we did have lots and lots of fun. But y'all, that club tour.
Oh my God.
That club.
We tried to do too.
That club
much.
tour pissed me off. So to educate y'all on what happens at this club tour. So first of all, it was like $120 a person. And we got inside like 6 Vegas clubs. And so,
which is a good deal.
It's a very good deal. We got into Dreas. We got into like some of the decent places. In 3 of the 6 locations, like they gave us free liquor. like unlimited liquor.
I was drunk by 8, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie.
No, like legit.
The
Gang
first
was-
club. First club. I was drunk.
and one of the places that were even, it was even food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they like fed us in one of the locations. We got unlimited liquor at 3 of the locations. And then, you know, it was time to party. Now, here's where it went wrong. They told us it was going to be a party bus taking us to each location.
Mm-hmm.
They lied.
Liars.
They lied. We walked at least 3 miles that night. At minimum.
And Chelsea boots.
3. Right, and that was the thing. So you could not get in any of the clubs in sneakers.
Right.
So like we're in dress shoes, and most of us are in Chelsea boots. We're in pants. We're in button-ups that buttons are all the way down to our navels. And so like,
Yes, y'all.
so we out here silky as hell, feet hurt as hell, like walking to each location. And so the first time we was like, okay, you know what? Free liquor is cool. So once the liquor started to run out, and then we had to walk over a bridge and then get on like a
little
train.
Train.
We was like, listen, we don't know how much of this night was left with us. And what started to kill us was when we went into one club and then they started whopping people from the attire. So we were good because we were in our button-ups, our dress pants, like our slacks or whatever, and our like Chelsea boots. But half of the people who was a part of this tour couldn't get into this one club because they were not properly dressed. But that was the club where we couldn't sit.
No.
Y'all remember that one? It was like techno music,
Yeah.
like,
Like,
and we're like, we're trying to lean against the stage because our feet hurt, and they're like, you can't lean on the
I
stage,
remember that.
bro. Like, but then all of the seating areas,
we tried to
was
dance for at
VIP.
least 5 minutes, but then it was just too
You can't
much.
dance to all you doing is just jumping, like, and we couldn't even do like dance house music today. You know what I mean? There wasn't no percolator, and so by that when we was like, okay, we tapped out. So then we got to Dreas, where Ludacris was supposed to be there, but at this point it's also like midnight.
Yes.
This is club.
It was like
number
another
5.
stop left.
It was like club number 5. So after this club, then it was Dreas where like the Migos and then was supposed to be. But we like ain't no Luda. We just walking around. We're tired. All of our feet was throbbing.
We started at a good 7:40. Well, at least pregame and started like 7:30.
Yeah, because we were drinking in a hotel at like 6, getting dressed because it was 4 of us. And yeah, so by midnight we were like
done.
Over
with.
Another club that we gonna have to walk to.
Yeah.
We called that Uber and we all got in it gracefully.
Tired.
And then as we get into bed, me and Devin like, should we go to Old Town? We knew we wasn't leaving that room, man. That club was so that tour was so long. The next day, we did nothing.
Nothing.
We
at
all sat in our respective corners of the hotel.
Tired.
We barely talked, and it was no beef. We was just like tired.
recouping.
Yeah, so it was a good trip.
It was a good trip, though.
I would say it was just the worst trip for me personally, because the bag that I knew I had gone, and them Chelsea boots, that damn near lost the bottoms to them bitches. We walked 3 miles in Chelsea boots. Okay. All right, but let's brighten this up a little bit. Tell the story of a trip that went right with friends.
One trip for me that went right to where it was 7 of us. I think it was 7 or 6 of us. I got a couple friends. We have like a little group chat, but we don't even all stay in the same state. It was for my friend's Paige's birthday. We did a cruise to, I think it was the Bahamas, and then she ended up bringing like 3 or 4 people that she knew from Toronto, and then the other person was from New York. I'm Chicago. Who else was there? That's not even important. But it was a big group trip, but it was a trip where everyone was on the same accord. We all wanted to do, like, we were going jet ski this time, parasailing this time, the club on the boat at this, like, everybody, we were all on the same page. And of course, it was a couple times where like 2 or 3 of us went one way and the other person went one, but it was like, nope, there was no beef. Everybody knew why we were here, and it just went so well and flawlessly. And that's how a group trip
Super
should go. No attitudes, no drama for your mamas, none of the craziness. And it just went so well.
Okay.
So well. 10 out of 10. We'll recommend.
Highly recommend.
Okay.
For me, y'all may be like, where is this place even at? If y'all listening, surprisingly, it was with me and Reggie. It was like it wasn't even a
See
big
y'all,
group.
they didn't invite me.
This is, I don't even think, you know what's crazy, Deb? I don't think me and you was really even talking like that. I don't think we was like real close at this time.
this friendship, because he didn't even know Shaq at the time, and we were going to see Shaq.
Yeah, I know Shaq. I think me and him like just started back talking. Like, it's like probably right after we graduated. You know, we took a trip down to Pensacola, Florida, like a road trip. It was like 14 hour drive. Look.
Reggie might have asked me.
You know what's crazy?
I probably, but also I wouldn't. That was around the time too where we kept beefing. Like, what was wrong with us? So I don't know if it was during the beef or was it me knowing you wasn't taking no road trip.
I wasn't.
Y'all beefing, like me and Dev, like didn't even really click like that for real yet. Like we was just getting back on the same accord, like rekilling the friendship. And the trip was like so simple, was so much fun. Like the person we went to go see, our homie Shaq. If y'all don't know who Shaq is, go watch last season.
Right. The Art of Letting Go. That's Shaq.
Super dope. I didn't even know him. I had went down there with Reggie. I knew of him, like, because we went to the same college, but I didn't really know him, like, on a friend level. But the trip was like so simple and so much fun. Like we just kicked it. Like when you think of Pensacola, I've never heard of this place. Like we went to like a little museum, like not a museum, like an amusement park. Like, we like go karts, like mini golf and shit. We had so much fun. Like,
I smoked their ass on them go karts too.
We went out kicking it. Like we went to like a couple of bars out there. But I was like,
all right, maybe I should have went, guys.
It was okay, decent. I kid you not. Like we was in the car, like vibing the dope music, like talking, catching up. It was so much fun. Like. The worst part of the trip was just the drive back, like, because we were so tired and like driving 14 hours back, we was like, fuck. But other than like, everything else outside of that, it was like perfectly, like it went so smooth.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of my most.
It did start off rocky though with renting that car.
Oh yeah, because we almost didn't make the trip. Low-key.
So we went that morning up. We booked the car, whatever, and I don't know what the hell happened. Where for some reason they just wasn't letting Marvin, because I think he was like 24.
I was using a debit card. It was like you can't use.
Oh, that's what it was. It was using a debit card, and so he was using a debit card. So then, like, I had to pay for the car, but then my credit was low as hell. So then something happened where we had to put like $500 down for the car. Like, it was crazy. So we started off pissed, but. This was the trip that really did re-solidify me and Marvin's bond, because we were like talking here and there, like just rebuilding our relationship. But you spend 14 hours in the car with a motherfucker, you get to know him. And and Marvin he's a psycho, so Marvin's like he would drive the whole way there, and I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. So I'm one of those people, like, if you're gonna drive, I'm not going to sleep on you. I'm just not. So I made sure that the music was doing what it needed to do. The conversation was good. It was great. It was great. And no, he did not drive the whole way back.
You're right.
The 3 a.m. to about 8 a.m. drive was fucking me. He was knocked the fuck out. Marvin was so asleep, and I was like, well, if I die with a friend. I was playing gospel music.
I could not stay up.
Lord. Yeah. What ended up waking you up is when I was like, yo, I really had to pee. And we was like 30 miles away from the gas station. So I ended up just pulling to the side. And then when he heard the car, he was just like, oh, well, shit, I'm up now. Shit, I had to fucking pee.
It was a good trip.
But all right. So let's start to wrap this up then. Let's go ahead and start to wrap this thing up. Because my trip gone right story was the same with Marv. It was just too seamless. It was just great. It was just a good time. In a humid ass, unknown ass town. It was a good time. All right, so let's wrap this up. What advice do you have for someone who wants to take a trip but is apprehensive?
I would say just take the trip, especially if you have like the funds and the means to take it and actually plan it out thoroughly. Like if you can't take the trip, I would definitely say don't take the trip. Like don't force a trip. Those are the trips that ends up being the worst trip, and you just wasted your money almost. But like if you have the time to plan the trip, be like, I want to go here, this day we're doing this day we're doing that, go with somebody, go by yourself, like just make sure it's planned. Like the pre part of the trip is probably the most important part of the trip, so you can make sure everything is in order. so everything goes smoothly.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. I love it. I was definitely gonna say make sure you have some type of game plan. So you literally took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, so I like that advice.
Yeah. I say, man, make sure your bag is in order,
Mhm.
or at least make sure your credit limit is in order.
Yes.
Get a
One or the other.
travel
Right,
card.
right.
Get a travel card.
Yeah.
Get a card where you're gonna get points for the hotels. You're gonna get points for the flight. You may get points for restaurants. So I'm not gonna say their name because they're not endorsing us. But I do have a card currently that has like a $5,000 limit, like nothing too major. Unless you're a person with only like a $500 limit, it's okay. That secure card gonna work for you. But yeah, I get points for restaurants. I get points for hotels, and I get points for flights.
Okay.
And so it's like, hell yeah, I booked that trip. I take it. Let's go. So, apprehensive, I say, one, get a card, get a travel card, and just do it.
Just do
If it's not just with one person, to get on social media, see that, hey, I'm thinking about taking a trip to XYZ. Who lives there? And, you know, if the people that you interact with on social media aren't creeps, you know, like, okay, creep alert. But if they're not stranger danger, if they're not creepazoids, then definitely just take the trip because, y'all, we almost died last year. You know what I mean? Like, it was just crazy. Like, we were so sick and shut in. And it's like, not to say the world's opened up, but I don't think another STEMI coming. So it's time to start living. It's time to start living.
Okay.
And so with that, we'll wrap up.
Let's get it.
I want to thank y'all so much for listening. We really hope you learned something just about like catching flights and not feelings, you know, booking trips. But as always, the world is sick.
But good conversation is the cure.
And we are out.
Sick, sick, sick of this sick.